Today, I'd like to talk about the subject of self-care. We're all in the business of living our lives, dealing with whatever life throws at us, and it's very reactive to some degree. We are at work, we are being told what to do, so we follow through with that. There is very little self-determination involved with that. We are at home or in free time, and there are demands on what we need to do, be it homework, be it taking care of family members, dealing with the kids, driving somebody left and right. There's always a level of interference from the outside. There is a level of balance that we need to support in our life. And I'm not just talking work-life balance like the things that I mentioned before, but also there's a balance between being active and being calm, or being with people and being alone. That balance doesn't always have to be equal. There are times when work becomes more important, and then there are times when you have to be calm. And there's times when you need to be with people, and there's times when you have to deal with family issues. It's perfectly normal. Our lives move, and sometimes there is more of a focus on one thing, and then there's more of a focus on another thing. The point is that those have to balance out over time. And if at some point somebody finds that the balance has been going towards one particular direction for an extended period of time, there is a price to be paid. It could be that you start going into a burnout phase because you're working too much, or you find yourself irritable because you don't get enough time to yourself and you have to constantly be with other people. All of these are signs that you're not taking enough care of yourself, because if the balance is off, that means you do not pay attention to the balance. And one of the main points of self-care is to be aware that something is wrong. Once you realize, oh, I don't get enough time to myself, or I'm not seeing my friends enough, that's when you usually would try and shift your focus a little bit. If, however, you end up in a place where you don't even realize that anymore, or you're just cranky and can't tell why, then you've gone too far. And if you find yourself in such a situation, my best trick is to shut off everything, go back and take a good look at what's going on, and try to figure out where things are not quite in balance. Do I have specific needs that are not met? Do I have particular wishes that I cannot fulfill? All these need to be looked at. Why do I bring this up in terms of tantra and conscious sensuality? It's very simple. If you don't get your needs in that area met, it may be down to you to actually ask for what you need, or take steps that you get what you need. And this is really, again, about balance. If you're giving a lot but you don't get anything in return, that's fine for a while. And I've talked about being only receptive or only being giving, but that was always in a context of shifting roles after a while. If you find yourself in one particular role and it doesn't satisfy you, you have to do something about it. And that's what your homework is this time. I advise you to regularly take a step back and just look at what goes on around you and with you. If you find anything that looks out of balance, find ways to restore the balance. Be it in your private life, in your work life, in your sex life, in your relations with your family, anything that you can come up with, it needs regular review, because life is constantly in flow. And that precious balance that can be tilted off in any old direction needs to be maintained. If you want to keep your sanity, look at the balance in your life. I hope this is interesting and helpful, and I'm looking forward to see you again next time.